Is Royce here doing the floors?
Yes, he is.
The wood floors?
He's starting.
Very exciting.
Very
I want
exciting.
the stain on Bubber's carpet. I want to cut it out in a heart shape and frame it. That's what TikTok told me to do. Isn't that a good idea?
Like, love it.
Best idea ever.
Yeah.
Yeah. That stain is like a sweet little memory. Ready?
Yeah,
to start?
that's such a funny night.
I know. Jules and P, are we recording? Okay. P, did you get your hair done? Yeah, it looks so good. I need to get my roots done. Okay, ready?
Yes.
Okay. Welcome back to Two Parents and a Podcast. You guys, wait, are you drinking a coffee with no ice in it? An iced coffee with no ice?
It's terrible.
That's so good of you to do.
Yeah, well, I'm a man of the people.
Smart guy. Okay, guys, he has no ice, so you don't have to listen to the ice hit his mouth in your ears. So selfless of you. Okay, this episode I'm very excited about because we're going to talk about controversial, which Harrison makes fun of the way I say this. Controversial. Controversial.
Controversial.
I say controversial.
Is that an American versus Canadian thing, or is that just something that, like my mom does, where you just make up the word?
Lawyer's not Canadian versus Oklahoma. Lawyer.
It's just Alex thinks.
But
Alex thinks.
you follow the law. So it would make sense that it's a lawyer.
You could do this with everything. Like, there's so many words that change when you add, when you add something to them.
I can't think of another one.
I feel like Two Parents in a Grammar episode is not a path that either of us want to go down for how it all shake out. But
okay, so we're going to talk later about controversial parenting topics.
Controversial.
Which we had people submit, and I think they're great. And so I actually cannot wait to get into that little parenting segment. But let's talk about drinking. Let's talk about the house update because we're doing wood floors. We fully moved downstairs. And then, yeah.
Okay, before we get into it, I think I have a preemptive ear infection. I like can feel like the kind of like water in the ear. And I just want to like suck it out.
Oh my God, have you ever done the thing where you suck the wax out with the, I've only done it one time, but you get like a waffle circle and you have to light it on fire and it like sucks your earwax out?
No.
Oh, my friend Goldie did that to me one time. I needed it. My ears were they were like so clogged and it hurt.
Yeah, I need to sort this. It's not feeling good.
Well, it's probably because, okay, so we'll do this before the drinking. The drinking update is like we have been doing so good. Which is great because Bubber's been going through a sleep regression where she like stays up late and she's wide awake. And then she gets up at 5 and she's wide awake again. And just like not drinking has been great. Because I got the...
How many times have you drank in the past 7 days?
I don't know, none.
Well, we drank at the Alex Warren concert.
Yeah.
Which I guess was over 7 days ago.
Yeah.
And then...
Oh, I went to dinner with those girls, a group of girls...
on Friday night.
But I did. I got there like a little late. It's nice because so Bubber was going to bed at 7:30 for a while and I went and met them at 7:45. So I like didn't miss any of her day, which was great. But now, she's going to bed at 9:30.
I love it.
Waking up early. I think it's just a cycle. They say that happens right before they do like a big developmental milestone. And so she's been standing. I'm like, I don't think she's going to walk, but maybe she'll do something.
I've been doing this thing where I like help her walk.
Yeah. You help her take steps.
Yeah.
Sorry, if we're getting some noise, you guys. Oh, we're getting our wood floors. They're starting today. Oh my gosh. Okay, hold on. Harrison's going to go say something. He's going to go investigate.
So... Are we rolling?
Yeah.
Okay. So basically, he pulled the carpet, and we definitely couldn't have used the original floors because like they're really different. So that's good that we went with the right strategy on that.
There's wood floors underneath our carpet from the original that we thought we could maybe use.
And then he was doing some like kind of hammering action, and he can delay that for the hour while he pulls the rest of the carpet. So we're good.
It sounded like he was on top of us, not 2 stories above us.
I thought he was like 100%. I thought he was like just doing some prep work above, not upstairs. So it's definitely good we're leaving town.
It's Goodness gracious. Okay, so
Great parlay into the home situation.
yes, I'm so excited. Do you know that it seemed like a mountain to me? I was like, we're never going to get anything done. And you've been slowly chipping away at it. But this wood floor situation was the undertaking we needed to move everything out and then just like redo upstairs. Like our bedroom, when we moved in this house, you guys, we were renting it. We moved here fast. I was pregnant. I was exhausted. I was uncomfortable. And we moved to hotels the whole time I was pregnant. And like
You were such a champ.
our bedroom was just thrown together stuff that was in stock at random places around here. It was dark. The carpet was disgusting when we moved in. Like we need to do this remodel. And I cannot wait.
Yep. Yeah.
I really want a light blue bed so it's light, bright, and airy.
Yeah, I'm excited to furnish. Well, hopefully we can get those orders in today or tomorrow.
And then I think Bubber's room was always good. Now she needs a rug.
Yeah.
And
We know where we're going to get that rug, I feel like. We have that rug store we've been going to, which is great.
love that rug store. And then we're going to have a full playroom. Everything in there's been ordered. And then we're going to have a guest bedroom.
Crush that.
Yeah.
Guest bedroom, I feel like, is going to be the one that is like most hackish for now.
Yeah, but it's just like it kind of is what it is.
Yeah.
We're going to have like a desk in there. But the good news about the guest bedroom is like it's the biggest room up there. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah, I may do a push to switch the playroom for the guest bedroom.
No, because why are we not doing that? We've talked about this. I don't remember what the reasons
natural
were.
light. The natural light in the playroom is better than the guest room.
Yes, but there's another reason.
That we may add a patio to the playroom.
There was another reason. Oh, because the playroom will stay the playroom, but the guest bedroom could convert to kids 2 and 3's room. And that room's bigger so they could share the bedroom. Because we're forward-thinking individuals. And here's the other thing about forward-thinking is we could have put carpet upstairs, but we did the wood. We're going to do wood floors because it's just like better for resale. Like do it once, do it right. So we're just doing it.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I will say, though, we closed April 25th. Within 60 days,
Yeah.
okay, by June 25th, we're going to have the hardwood floors done upstairs. We're going to have the basement, phase 1 of the basement done.
Yeah.
And phase 2 of the basement started.
No, I'm proud of you. I got to give this to you. As a general contractor, you are wearing the hat very well. Very well.
Thank you. You've been a champ in dealing with my craziness in going through the processes. I think the one thing that is taking longer than we would like is the yard.
We're really at a block with the yard. Hold on, I want to say this.
Okay.
I had to do a lot of the move down yesterday. Like we had 2 guys come and Harrison wasn't back so Harrison went to Target and back yesterday. Yesterday.
Yeah.
He went to Target HQ in Minnesota and he didn't get back until I had already started moving down the stuff. And I have to say, when we moved into this house, I was so lethargic during the move and your mom had to come down and help us. And like, because I was pregnant, I was so mad at myself for not having the energy to move. And I literally had to lay down while your mom did stuff. And it drove me insane that I think that's why I was like loving doing it yesterday.
Yeah, I like when I came home yesterday and like everything was in full swing and like obviously the movers were doing all the big heavy stuff, but you're just like down there, like getting everything organized, taking all your things. I was like, I thought I was going to have to come in and like do all that. And so 1, thank you very much. But 2, like, it's so crazy to see like the night and day difference, but like expectingly so.
Yeah, I was labeling things. I was like having fun doing it.
Yeah, you're the best.
And I'm excited that we're going out of town for this. So we're making it fun, right? We're going to go to Charleston, like the outside of Charleston.
Kiowa.
It's like not, is it Kiowa?
The address is Kiowa, but I think we're a little outside. I think where we're staying is like a little outside and isolated in Kiowa.
I'm just like so excited.
Yeah.
And then what was I going to say? I don't remember. Why do I keep doing this? I keep not remembering.
And then we go into Charleston, and all anyone talks about is this Chubby Fish restaurant. We've had 3 people give us recommendations, and all of them has said Chubby Fish.
And they don't take reservations, so we're going to walk there and we're going to put our name down.
The neighbors, a family friend who lives there, and Alex Koss recommended it yesterday.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
3 strong Rex.
Yeah.
And the neighbors, not the neighbors that we talk about a lot, our new neighbors, their daughter went to College of Charleston, which, by the way, would be very fun. And that was his rec.
Yep.
Okay, so you went to Minnesota for Target.
I went to Minnesota.
Somebody asked me on
Target.
Sorry, I just interrupted you. Somebody asked me on TikTok, what did you do before you were a full-time podcaster? Guys, Harrison has a full-time job. He does this for fun. This is my job, but it's Harrison's. Harrison does this for.
Yeah, it's for fun, and I love it. It's like it's something that I definitely look forward to every week. But you, this is like this is your job, and where you lead the charge and you run the programming, and I just get to come and have fun conversations with you. And
only thing you have to do is not put ice in your coffee.
Yes.
Okay,
Exactly.
so he's the CEO and co-founder of, it's called The Naked Market. And the reason you were at Target was for flock chicken skins, which is a meat snack.
Yep.
How was that?
It was great. I mean, Target's been an amazing partner of ours. We've worked with them for 2+ years. And so we're down there for our biannual meetings and very excited about that partnership and what's to come.
Let's talk about Skims, you guys, because I was just at the domain yesterday and I went to get more of their Fits Everybody thongs because, you guys, they are the best. They are perfect for summer. They are great for dresses. And I am completely converted to wearing underwear again because for a while I was like, I'm not going to wear underwear. But with the Skims underwear, they are so light and they are so like buttery that you hardly even realize you're wearing them. Same with their bras. I'm actually wearing one of their tank tops. I'm wearing a tank top and a bra from Skims. And somebody just asked me yesterday, where'd you get that tank? Oh, my friend Emma. And I said, oh, it's Skims. And she's like, I have to get some. So you guys shop the Skims Fits Everybody collection and more at skims.com. After you place your order, be sure to let them know we sent you. Select podcast in the survey and be sure to select our show in the drop-down menu that follows. When I was pregnant, remember what I would do? I would go to Sonic and I would get a Diet Coke and then I would go to Target and we would walk the aisles.
I cannot believe I forgot about Sonic.
Yeah, go to Sonic and
you would have us go there like 5 times a week.
It was the only thing I looked forward to in life was that Sonic run.
And we would just like go and like they only took credit card. They didn't take Apple Pay. I mean, how often did we forget our credit card? We were just not moving.
The Zelda guy one time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was bad. Oh man, but the crushed ice, the Sonic crushed ice is where it's at.
Yeah.
Okay, so we did the alcohol, we did the house update. Our playroom is going to be
I feel like we
so
didn't
cute.
fully tie the bow in the knot. I feel like we said we were doing good with the alcohol thing, but I don't think we fully quantified it.
Okay, let's quantify.
I'm tracking to my twice a week.
2 nights a week for Harrison to drink. He is tracking beautifully on.
What has surprised me is I'm drinking less on those 2 nights than I would have thought. What I will say, while I'm enjoying life a lot right now, my fun levels are lower than I would like them to be.
Okay.
So I'm hoping, but like, I think that's for a lot of reasons. We've been working really hard. There's been a lot of things going on. So I'm hoping this vacation like gets the fun levels higher and it's not tied to just alcohol.
No. But I think on this vacation we'll relax and we'll enjoy ourselves.
I'm excited. I'm very excited for this vacation.
Let me ask you something.
I want you to ask me something, please.
So we've never traveled with a nanny.
Yes.
Do you think, and I'm trying to use my words carefully here, but like, and I don't know how to word this, but we're just gonna keep rolling, and I'm gonna try, okay?
Okay.
But I need you and the listeners to bear with me if it doesn't.
Do you want me to help?
If it doesn't come out right.
Where you're going.
Okay, what?
Are you saying? Do you think we should travel with a nanny?
Is it a vacation? You know, because you still have Bubber. I don't want a vacation away from Bubber. That's not what I'm saying. I want Bubber to come because Bubber isn't like when we get food, Bubber looks at us like, "Where's mine?" Because she knows like it's 1, 2, and 3. There's the 3 of us, and Bubber must come. But I'm just saying, like Bubber gets up at 5, like. Is that okay to ask? Okay.
Yeah, I think that 100% it is a vacation. I think it's just a very different type of vacation.
Because it is still very much a vacation. It's just the sleep portion of it is what's getting me right now.
Yeah. And I think it's just a fully different type of vacation. Kids versus no kids.
And I do love like taking her to breakfast and putting her in that high chair. Oh, I'm excited.
But yeah, it's work. It's definitely
It's
added work.
That's the way to put it. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah. So do you think we'll ever take a vacation where we take a nanny or one of our parents and like we schedule times where they come and take Bubber and like you and I go do our own thing?
Yeah, for sure.
I do
For
too.
sure.
I wonder when.
And I think it will ultimately be a mix of the three. I think or of the four. I think some vacations will just be us. I think some vacations will be your family. I think some vacations will be my family. I think some vacations will be a nanny.
Okay. I saw this girl and I saw this girl make a video about she had taken her nanny with her on a vacation and she paid her a set fee, like not hourly, but it was like a set fee.
Totally. I saw that same video. Did we send it to each other?
Maybe you sent it to me. I can't remember.
I thought that was just a great way to do it.
And here's the thing too. So like Maria can't ever travel with us because she's got a family of her own, which is great. And I obviously like that's fine. But there's these little girls around here that I love. They're in their 20s. And I would love to travel. They work from home. So I would love to travel with one of them, pay them a set fee, and then block out hours like morning and then like some dinners you and I could go to, just the two of us. Like that would be lovely.
Totally.
Because I love having her during the day on these. Like when we're sitting at a pool or something and she's sitting there with her like her little leggies in butterfly position playing, I love it.
For sure.
Okay, so vacation. Now let's talk about our Bicker of the week, which is this new segment.
New segment, my idea.
Harris is like,
Roast
I want to
me,
do the
internet.
Bicker of the week. I'm like, okay, let's do it. So this week's is what?
So this week's Bicker of the week is over when we're driving and there is a
Pothole
or a, what are the things called? Sewer. A sewer. What are they called? Sewer things?
Yeah, like a sewer lid.
A sewer tunnel?
I don't know. Just a sewer.
Okay.
A manhole?
A
Yeah.
manhole. Thank you. I'm surprised we haven't changed the words on that. A person hole. So this week's Bicker of the week is when we're driving and there's a pothole or there's a manhole, should the driver, mainly me, swerve and miss the pothole or miss the manhole? I think unequivocally no, because it's dangerous.
I think if you know, like if you're on a highway or there's busy cars around you, you obviously can't swerve. But if you also drive like a race car driver constantly and it's just like, I cannot keep track. Okay. Like we have whiplash and it's just like, what? But if there are no cars around or we're on our street, I think you could just do a little around a pothole. No problem.
Jules?
Sometimes I think you swerve to hit them.
Alex is right.
Really?
Yeah.
Thank you.
If there's no one like behind you or like you're not going to run into anything.
And if you're being an active driver.
P's on my side for because she doesn't have a mic. But here's my issue. Is we're acting like sometimes it's very clear when there's no one around you. Okay? But especially in Austin, like it's very rare that there's no one in a semi periphery of you. And like, how far out are you looking for these things?
You always got to know who's around you. You always got to be like
and so generally there's someone always around me, and it's like whether they're 15 feet back or 5 feet back, I just feel like it's like a crazy move. And there's the scooter people and there's the bikers, and it's like it just feels completely unnecessary.
Yeah, some of these potholes are big though, and sometimes it's just like, oh, come on, just a little.
Yeah, it feels like an unnecessary risk when like you have a big SUV.
Where I messed up was, so our neighbor wants a new car and she drives a lot because she does like real estate, and she's like driving a lot she's like, I need an off-roading car. And I'm like, well, Land Rover and Range Rovers are built for off-roading. Okay. And I'm like, that's like, if you go and do one of their like, what's it called? A test drive. What is that called?
Yeah, test drive.
No, you go out on there. It's not a path.
I remember a line
What's
you
it
used
called?
because you wanted the Range Rover so bad.
And you can go at like almost 90 degrees, not really, but you can go at like intense inclines.
You told me, you were like, you also said to me, you're like, oh, don't worry, it's not going to drive well because, or there was another line you used to me about how like you got to think about the way it drives for off-roading. And I was like, what?
I was like, they have like incredible suspension. Like these, sometimes their technology inside's not even as good because they're so good at off-roading. And then Harrison hit a pothole one day and I was like, stop hitting the potholes. And he was like, these cars are built for off-roading, Alex. And I was like, he just used my own argument against me.
So this is the Bicker of the week. And we're going to go to the internet to determine, should we be avoiding potholes
Or swerving when it's safe.
But
just a little
the swerving when it's like, if it is unequivocally no one around, I'm totally with you. Where you're getting me is like when it's like it's like 5:30 and you're telling me to miss them.
No, that's not true. That's just simply not true.
Okay.
So that's
I feel like I'm going to be on the wrong side of this based off Joel's reaction. So
no, I don't think you're necessarily.
Hopefully there's more of us.
I don't know. I would just like slow down and go over it slowly.
I swear
We're
speeds
talking
up.
mean roads, Jules.
He,
We're talking
speeds up.
on the thing on Austin Lake Drive. That's like the big
Lake
one we
Austin.
fight, Lake Austin Drive.
There's like 17 there.
Harrison's probably like purposely going over them.
I know, and Bubber and I are just like, whoa, like it's a lot.
Bubber likes them. I do them for Bubber Entertainment. Okay.
Summer is meant to be enjoyed, you guys. You're supposed to get outside. You're supposed to have fun. You're supposed to go to the lake, do everything that you want, and you're not supposed to spend time in the grocery store or making your recipes, trying to figure out what you're going to eat. And that is why HelloFresh is the absolute best, especially in the summer. HelloFresh makes it easier to fit home-cooked meals into your schedule every week by curating delicious recipes right to your door, like panko-crusted chimichurri barramundi or sun-dried tomato grilled cheese sandwiches, as well as over 100 seasonal snacks, sides, and treats, you guys. HelloFresh has made it even easier to enjoy delicious, healthy, and homemade quality meals in their new ready-made meals. That's the best. The ready-made meals, you guys, we've been having them. To have them already ready in the fridge is the best thing on the planet, and it is such a time saver so you can go and enjoy your summer. Make your summer enjoyable and delicious by signing up for HelloFresh at hellofresh.com/2parents10fm. And then get 10 free meals with a free item for life. That's hellofresh.com/2parentsfm for 10 free meals and a free item in every box. hellofresh.com/TWO parents 10, like the number 10fm. So it's 2 TWO parents 10fm. One per box with an active subscription. Free meals are applied as a discount on the first box. New subscribers only. Varies by plan. Bubber, I will say this. I don't think I've told you this yet, but I took her out in her stroller this morning at like 6:40. And she went back to bed.
In the stroller.
Yeah. So I think she is tired. I think she's really enjoying being outside.
Yeah, I wonder, it makes sense. I wonder how much of her like bad sleep though was that she was in a different crib last night.
Yeah, we had, because her crib was moved downstairs. And so we had her in Winnie's crib. Maybe that is what it was. I don't know. Probably not ironic that it happened the night before too. She didn't sleep as well, but you had a good point this morning. You're like, I'm so glad we're not going to Europe, because we were like, Bubber's a good sleeper. We can go, we can bear the time change. And now it's just like, we could not.
Yes.
So I'm glad that we are going to Charleston instead. Okay, let's move to things we DM'd each other.
Okay.
You go first.
Okay.
Okay.
I DM'd you that article that Facebook was finding people who, or what they were doing is they were looking at people that were uploading selfies and deleting the selfies and then targeting those people with beauty ads. Just like brutal, manipulative
because they
tactics.
thought they took down their selfie because they didn't like it.
Because of like self-confidence issues.
Where did you see this?
The internet.
Wow.
Facebook.
Somebody made like a video about it.
Well, I DM'd you.
But I didn't look at it. Did somebody make a video?
I've had it pod.
It was what?
I've had it pod.
With gin and pumps? My girls. Wow. That is so messed up.
Yeah, it's really messed up.
What did they say about it? Was it an I've had it with this? I wonder, did a caller Sorry. I like to see their clips. Okay, that is so crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's like, I think like you think like, it's like you think about online marketing and how effective it is. And I think you kind of like almost want to think of it through the lens of like, oh, great. They see that like I'm looking for a new bedroom. And so they're going to show me a bunch of different beds.
Totally. No problem
But
with
then
that.
like you often, or at least I often forget about like the dark side of it and how they like also are recognizing our insecurities and playing into those.
I'm all for the bed stuff because I actually find it helpful.
Exactly.
Right? They'll start serving me beds that look like the other beds. It's crazy, the marketing tactics. But that is so sad to do that about selfies deleted. Mm-hmm. That's also some crazy tracking to know it was a selfie and then to know it was deleted. Is that allowed? Is that the cookies? Are we allowing that when we sign up, selecting to share our cookies? Yeah. Well, that's too bad. They really...
The cookies.
The cookies.
What did you DM me?
Okay, so I DM'd you. Did you see this plane crash in India?
I think so.
India.
I have like a rule that I like don't follow plane crashes because I'm a nervous flyer.
You swipe when you see that.
I get very nervous about them. And I tell you, flying without you and Bubba now, like a freaking thing of turbulence hits and I'm just like holding on for dear life. Oh. I've never been a worse flyer than I am right now.
So, well, this story is not going to help, but
I may have to put my earmuffs on.
There was 39 people, I think don't quote me on that, passed away, didn't survive. And there's one guy that survived in seat 11A. It was an exit row. And it's so sad. His brother died, but he made it. He's the only guy that survived. Then another guy comes out, and he also survived in a plane crash, also seat 11A. So everyone was saying in the comments, seat 11A, like, number one, it's going to be the most selected seat ever on airplanes. Number two, they can start charging more for it. Number three, they're like, can we buy stock in seat 11A? People that believe in angel numbers, 111, 1, 3 ones.
I hate these plane crash topics. I find them so dark.
This guy like walked off.
Yeah, I like saw like a loose like video of like man walks away, and I was just like scroll. But it sounded fucking. The whole thing is tragic. It sounded really sad, but like crazy that he survived, and the 11A thing is pretty wild. But
so I thought it was AI at first because you showed me, and I've been served this video 1,000 times of the billionaires' yachts colliding.
Oh my God.
And I saw it when I first saw it, I was like, whoa. And then I was like, that's AI. And I checked the comments and it was AI. And then the other day, Harrison's like, look at this yacht colliding. And I'm like, that's AI. Because it's like the craziest footage of these two yachts, like just crumbling down into the ocean. So when I first saw the plane crash thing, I was like, wait, is this AI? And then I was like, no, this is real. This guy did survive. It's crazy. That yacht video is also crazy, but it's fake. Okay, you're just looking at me. All right, so let's go to the controversial part of controversial parenting. Okay, so my mom group chat on Instagram, which like I love this group chat. We asked them, we said, do you have any controversial parenting styles, hacks? And I don't love the word controversial, right? Because I think healthy disagreements are good. I think saying like, hey, I do things one way, and then somebody else saying I do things a different way, and us not hating on that is like something that the world needs a lot more of, right? Especially social media. So all these ones we picked, that we're going to talk about today, all parents are doing a good job. I think we got to preface with that, okay?
Yeah, well, especially in the context of like what we were talking about last week, which is like everyone's situation is so different. How the people feel is different. How the kids feel is different. And so like bucketing like these mass ways of doing things for everyone and saying if you don't do it that way is wrong, like that feels like it misses the mark because it doesn't account for your specific situation.
Yeah, and it's not a one size fits all. And I always think this, if you look at everything under the guise of all parents are trying to do the best they can, I think it like softens your heart, right?
Totally.
So the first one we're going to talk about is timeouts / discipline / spanking. So I went in there last week and I did a poll and I said, how many people still, I want to show you this, okay? I will give you the results. Okay, do people spank kids today? So 1,200 people said no. 331 said, I just want to see the results, which makes me think that they're a yes. They just didn't want to click it. 274 said on occasion, and 93 said, yes, I spank my kids. And I found that to be fascinating.
Okay, so I just want to, so we're basically, that was about 400 of 1,600 saying that they do. Ignoring the group that says, I just want to see the results.
On occasion, yeah, 400.
And there's...
And 1,200 say no,
Yeah.
and 400 say
so
yes.
25% of people on the survey spank their kids.
Yeah.
So much higher than I thought.
Really?
So much higher than I thought.
I didn't know what I thought. Like I wasn't sure what it was going to be.
And so what's your take on this? Are you pro spanking? Are you anti spanking?
It's funny. I don't know that I've thought about it since she's been born until last week. I cannot imagine spanking. Oh, that sweet little thing. Now, here's the thing. We're not at the spanking age yet, right? So I guess I say I'll cross that bridge when I come to it, but I'll say as of right now, I cannot imagine a world where I spank her.
Yeah, I agree. Both in like one, haven't thought about it, and two, couldn't imagine spanking her. I would assume that pretty much all parents, like 9 months in, would kind of think the same thing. So it'll be interesting to see like how that progresses. It feels like the view on spanking today versus 20 years has changed like drastically, where like 20 years ago it was probably the norm, and today like it definitely feels like not the norm. And so like I don't
Well, you see it evolve, right? They used to give licks in school.
Oh, belts.
Yeah, belts, but your teacher used to be able to give you, they called them licks, and that was like, they could swat you kind of.
Yeah.
And then they did away with like a teacher cannot touch you, but then like spanking in the home was a thing, and now I feel like we're watching that go away. I just want to talk to, one thing I want to do is I want to talk to somebody that's like a behavioral specialist who can explain to us benefits, pros, cons, like
Totally. I want to get smart on discipline, because like I hear and read about like, and what makes a lot of sense to me is this process of like explaining to your kids. Don't just say no to your kids. Explain why they shouldn't do something. And like in theory, that makes all the sense in the world. Mm-hmm. But in reality, like, does that work is the big question. Like ultimately we're this is one of those kind of weird to start with, because we're probably 12 plus months away from encountering this, but definitely something that I want to read up on is like, what are the best practices on
discipline?
Well, I hate the word best practices. Just like, yeah, like what do the studies say about like effective ways of teaching your kids rules, and when they break them, the best way to handle it.
And is it like you have to do the dishes every morning, or you have to get up an hour earlier? Like, I don't know, but I think there's a couple different other ways, but I don't even know. Yeah, I feel over my skis in terms of the discipline.
The internet says that spanking is generally considered ineffective in the long term, even though like it could have like a short term help.
That makes sense to me though.
But it also has some bad side effects, like increased aggression from kids.
Mm-hmm. I could see that.
Negative cognitive and emotional outcomes.
I would love to tie punishment to holding themselves accountable. Like them getting spanked hurts for 5 seconds, but them having to get up every week and do the dishes, like that to me is like, they have to hold themselves accountable for the bad behavior. That to me is harder. That's just my initial thought though.
Yeah, I'm mad at myself for not having any form of like view here, because I think it's really, 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 really important in terms of how these situations are handled.
Well, one, I hope people can DM us if they have a view on it, but two, this is something we need to research, because like we're early on this. Let's talk about Cozy Earth, because we just unmade our beds upstairs to move everything downstairs while we redo these floors. And I was staring at our Cozy Earth sheets thinking, I am going to miss these for the week while we are like in redo mode over here, because they are temperature regulating. They're guaranteed to give you a comfortable night's sleep, which they do for Harrison and I, you guys, every night. And they're made from viscose from bamboo. So they naturally wick away heat and moisture from your body, helping you sleep several degrees cooler. They are the absolute best. Plus, you guys, speaking of Cozy Earth, the all-day tea and the studio pant collection have become a staple of mine. I got them in black and I absolutely love them. Make your bedroom a sanctuary and make your closet the absolute best with everything Cozy Earth, you guys. And don't forget their pajamas that I took to the hospital in my hospital bag. Luxury should not be out of reach. Go to CozyEarth.com and use code 2parents for up to 40% off Cozy Earth's best-selling temperature-regulating sheets, apparel, and more. Trust me, you'll feel the difference the very first night. That's CozyEarth.com, code 2parents. Sleep cooler, lounge lighter, stay cozy.
Is this a good foray for us to talk about the second episode?
Yes, I think that's a great idea that we talk about the second episode. But what you explain it.
Okay. Still very much in development.
But we're going to do it.
Yes. So we're going to start dropping episodes on Sunday. And in its simplest form, Sunday episodes will be guests. Thursday episodes will be us. And those guests will cover a wide array of topics, both from parenting specific stuff. So things like this, which we actually hadn't even discussed before, but bringing on like, someone with deep expertise in things like sleep training or discipline or schooling, but then a lot of things like outside of parenting and that just reflect general life interest and
like other couples.
We're going to do other couples
that are
in a
parents.
segment. I think we're going to call those double dates, where we just kind of do these kind of double date things. And
Sleep specialists, we need that.
yeah, so
and we need a behavioral specialist.
Yeah, so we're still very much figuring it out, but I think the big guys, or the big theme that it will all sit under, is Sunday's guests.
It'll be cool though, because as Bubber develops, right, like this one right here, we can take this topic and we can talk to somebody about it, and then that's how we can gain our information, which is pretty cool.
Yep, for sure.
Okay, so that's the discipline situation. All right, the next one. I love this one. No sugar. My 2.5-year-old still hasn't had sugar. We did a cheesecake instead of a real cake because he loves cheese. Okay, so I think she's talking about added sugar to fruit or to foods. And one thing.
And so the controversial thing she's saying is she's not giving her child added sugar till they're 2.5 years old.
Yes. Okay. And I had always heard don't give your kids sugar until they're 1. But that was what I had heard. Then I Googled it yesterday and it said the recommended age is 2. And I was thinking, I could see how you could give your kid added sugar just by simply going to the store and getting yogurt that's the strawberry flavor with 10 grams of added sugar. Like, I think what this mom is saying is she's really paying attention to it. And I think it's cool. Like, we don't give Bubber sugar yet. We're waiting. So yeah. I think this is cool.
I think when kids until they reach the age where they have clear desires and a clear understanding of what they're putting in their body, to avoid added sugars, to avoid preservatives makes all the sense in the world if and when possible.
Totally.
And so I don't think that develops until 18 to 24 months. And so if she's not going to know, then or really or proactively know why give that to her. So
she's going to have a birthday cake, I think, though.
Yeah, you got to enjoy life. As well.
But maybe she'll have a block of cheese, like a decorated block of cheese, because that's also cool.
And then I think once they reach that age where, this is our game plan, once they reach that age where they have a clear understanding of what they're putting in their body and desires, that's when, we work on how do we introduce things in a balanced way. But
I also think nothing, if she had, I don't know, if somebody gave her ice cream, I wouldn't freak out by any means. I don't ever want it to be I don't want to be so staunch about it. But I would I like this idea of avoiding it when we can.
Yeah, I think it's very much a matter of what is the routine.
Yes.
Is the routine that we're having ice cream on Sunday nights from some processed company in the grocery store? And it's
ideally, no.
Exactly.
But she loves a banana. I think her eating a banana is the equivalent to us eating a Snickers. I think she thinks it is the best thing ever.
Yeah, she loves her bananas.
She loves a banana. Okay, so the next one is I do screen time for my 11-month-old. It has helped me postpartum when I feel overwhelmed in the morning and afternoon. My mom said she always had the TV on the background with us and we turned out okay. Most of the time, my 11-month-old ignores it, but I feel like it keeps her company when I'm in the kitchen cleaning, which is out of her view.
Okay, I think most important question here is I think there's a vast difference between screen time and TV time.
So are you saying iPad time?
So iPad time versus TV time. So when she says screen time and she's going and talking about the TV being on in the background, I think that's very different than the iPad, because I think a lot of these, a lot of the negative studies coming out are around, in terms of the effects on kids, have to do with time spent on iPads versus time spent watching TV.
Well, and
so are we for the purpose of this conversation, are we talking about TV time or are we talking about screen time?
we're talking about what she submitted, which is TV time on in the background.
Okay.
So I think what we learned last episode is Coco Melon, for example. If they're sitting in front of the iPad on Coco Melon, it has so many, it's designed to be addictive. I think if she's got the TV on and the news is playing or some old show or some movie, I think it's no problem. And I'm sure it is keeping the baby company while it's playing and she's out of its sight. Like, I actually have no problem with this, especially when it's helped her when she feels overwhelmed. Like, I'm for it. I think this makes a lot of sense what she's written.
Yeah, I have much... I wonder what that is.
I know we can hear, like, it sounds like a saw.
Yeah, I think that, like, the studies and stories that have concerned me have to do with the iPad and when to introduce the iPad and how to introduce the iPad.
And what should be on it.
What I'm not concerned about is TV's on in the background.
I watched How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, and Bubba could not have cared less that it was. Like, she was like way more obsessed with eating the remote.
Yeah.
Than she was what was on the TV. But I agree. I think when it comes, and just to double click on the iPad thing you just said, I agree. That's another specialist we can have on to discuss like what should be on it and how we do it.
Exactly. Because like it's very clear that the iPad is going to have some part in their life. Mm-hmm. The question is, what is that part in their life?
What's the role?
And what's the best way to have it in their lives in a healthy manner.
Totally. But what this mom has written in, I'm like, totally get it.
Yeah.
No question.
If it was screen time, or if it was iPad time, that's when, because I don't want to be judgy, which I don't kind of love that tone of. But if it was, like, that's something that at least for us, I think we're trying to delay as long as possible. Until it becomes like more of a need for them.
I just want to understand the Coco Melon thing last episode that we learned, like, it scared me. So I do just want to understand, is there games they can play too that are good, that are less like addictive than others? So that's something that we can research. Let's talk about Blue Land, you guys, because the tater tot is in that licking the ground phase, the phase where anything that falls on the floor, anything she sees goes into her mouth, which means I have to have a higher standard for cleaning products that I am using around the house. Enter Blue Land. Blue Land is on a mission to make it easy for everyone to make sustainable choices. They believe that hardworking, clean products can be the norm, not the exception, so that you guys, and me included, can do better for our family and the planet at the same time. Blue Land products are independently tested to perform alongside major brands and are free from dyes, bleach, and harsh chemicals. And Blue Land is trusted in over 1 million homes, including ours. There's dishwasher tablets, there's laundry tablets, and there's toilet tablets, you guys. They are proven to work on a range of stains, including rust, mineral deposits, lime scale, and hard water. And also, I am obsessed with the dishwasher tablets because they perform so well on baked on and burnt on stains, and there's no rinse aid needed, which is my favorite thing ever because I never have rinse aid. Blueland has a special offer for our listeners. Right now, get 15% off your first order by going to blueland.com/2parents. You won't want to miss this. Blueland.com/2parents for 15% off. That's blueland.com/2parents to get 15% off. As the temperatures start rising, you guys, we all feel the same urge, which is we need a closet refresh, which Harrison and I both did last night at Quince online, and we got all the staples. He got linen pants, shorts. I got linen pants that I've been dying to get. We got white t-shirts, black t-shirts, all the staples. Quince has the best stuff, you guys, for a fraction of the price, and the quality is so high. Like 100% European linen shorts and dresses from $30, Luxe swimwear, Italian leather platform sandals, and so much more. And everything is half the cost of similar brands, but you guys, you don't compromise on the quality. I have one of their gingham skirts that I am obsessed with, and I have a black strapless top that is so chic, and it is so high quality, but again, fraction of the price. So give your summer closet an upgrade with Quince. Go to quince.com/Alex for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. That's QUINCE.com/Alex to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/Alex. All right, let's do the next one. My son is 8 months old. You're going to be jealous of this. My son is 8 months old. We let him sleep in our bed and he loves it. He doesn't like his crib.
Yeah, the one thing that I wish we did that we don't do, but like, because
you're afraid to do it.
We're both too scared is her sleep in the bed. I would love her to sleep in the bed.
Okay, have you heard of the Safe Sleep 7?
No.
Okay, so basically meet all 7 of these and you can sleep sweet. And it's smart steps to safer bed sharing, okay? Number 1, no smoking in or outside of the house because of the cough. Number 2, sober parents, no alcohol or drowsy meds. Okay. Number 3, nursing mother day and night. I don't know what that means.
It means they're breastfeeding.
From the things that I saw online, like I feel like they literally have the baby sleeping by the boob.
I see that. Yeah. It says baby at your breast. Okay. Number 4, healthy baby full term. Number 5, baby is on their back. Number 6, no sweat. So they're not in a swaddle. Have them lightly dressed. And number 7, a safe surface. So not a super soft mattress, no extra pillows, no toys, no heavy covers. Clear the strings and the cords. That's a big one. Pack the cracks. Use rolled towels or baby blankets. Cover the baby and not their head with covers.
Yeah, like love this in theory. Love this in theory.
Love it.
I
get it if you do it.
I'm scared to do it.
But I think if they do it, you're jealous.
I'm very jealous.
It's the sweetest thing on the planet.
I would love to do this. Maybe this is like a baby number 2 thing.
Yeah, could be.
But yeah, I wish that we did this.
Okay, next one. No sleep training. They are humans who know how to sleep. Comfort them when they cry. It doesn't work for everyone, but it works for us.
I think we have changed what we were doing here. I think that we were like sleep trainers, and I think over the past few weeks, we're getting further and further away from sleep training. It feels like now, when she wakes up in the middle of the night and it is 5 minutes, she's coming into our bed, she's doing a feed, and then she's going back in the bed.
Yeah.
So I think what I'm saying is I think we started as sleep trainers and we're slowly moving away towards more of this method.
So we were doing the 5-10-15 method where, just to reiterate really quickly, she cries for 5 minutes, you leave her in there, you rub her belly, then you give her 10 minutes, and then you give her 15. We never made it past 15. She always fell asleep. But now, yeah, I think we give her 5 minutes, and then I usually go get her, and then I'll put her on the boob.
I also think the big difference that I've noticed is when we hear her wake up and it's like small little murmurs or small little cries, that's when she like falls back asleep and we don't go in there, and it typically lasts under 5 minutes. But sometimes like she wakes up and she's howling, and it feels like that's when we go and we just like, we throw that 5, 10, 15 out the window, and we just I go in there and get her, she does the feed, and then she goes back in and sleeps lights out.
Yeah, that's the thing though. The reason I think we do it though is it's about a 15, 20-minute round trip. It's usually around 3, 4 a.m. She wakes up, she comes in, I'll feed her, we put her right back, and she passes out.
And it's the hysteric crying
Yeah.
that I just like, it
No, I
feels
can't.
like, and I know like we're probably wrong on this, but just like it feels like just like something's wrong, and it feels like the cry is different, and she's like in a very different position
Yeah.
at
it
those
makes me
moments.
sad. Because she just like, she's doing the best she can in there. She's just night. And like, she wakes up and she wants Milky, or she just wants somebody. And we're those people that are supposed to go get her. And so I don't last very long on it. Comfort them when they cry. So yeah, I understand on the sleeping thing. I understand sleep training. I understand not sleep training. I understand co-sleeping. I understand not co-sleeping. And what I love about this is I love seeing what other people do. I love hearing your takes. And we kind of do a hybrid of them all. Like sometimes we're 5, 10, 15ing, sometimes we're not. I mean, obviously it's already ebbed and flowed from 4 episodes ago. So
Yeah. I just think it's like worth a specific call out because like we said, we're doing a process, and it definitely, as you just said, is evolving.
all right, the next one, vaccine schedule. Not like a pro-vax or anti-vax, but waiting until they are 1 or 2 to start the schedule. Not so much a one size fits all, and definitely not doing all of them.
This is the one thing that I feel like, especially in the first like few months of having Tate, like you give a parent a couple drinks, like the number one thing that they'd want to talk about is like, all right, like what are you doing with the vax? And it feels like parents are really curious, but are very scared to make the wrong move.
No question. Every time our close couple friends around here, we've like breached the topic. Everyone's thinking the same way.
And I think the mindset, please correct me if you feel differently, is like, we're definitely pro-vax, but it feels like there's a lot of them.
And Bubbers is up to date on hers.
And yeah, so Tate has taken all the suggested ones, but it's like, why are we doing so many, and why are we doing so early? And it's like, yes, I'm no doctor, but why does my 3-month-old need a Hep V vaccine?
Yeah, I think what we found is like a lot of parents are curious about it. Like a lot of questions, and they're like, wait, why? And it was tough. We had a hard time even getting those answers.
Yeah.
Like when we asked our pediatrician, it was very like, this is what the CDC recommends. And we were like, but we had so many more questions about it.
Yeah, and I think that ultimately the reason why we followed the recommended process was because like it wasn't our area of expertise, and we didn't have like a trusted contact or person to really say, hey, here's actually what you should be doing versus not be doing. But it's just like, it's a really weird, or it's a really noteworthy one, because like it's something that parents feels like they want to talk about but are afraid to talk about.
Totally.
And it's just asking the question, not saying we're not going to do it or you're not going to do it, but just like, what should we be taking and what maybe shouldn't we be taking? So I don't want us to come off as like anti-vaxxers, because like we're definitely not at all, but we're just curious.
She's had all of her shots.
about what goes into our child's body and why.
Yeah, that's the problem right there. You even said, you having to preface that.
Yeah.
I don't want it to come off like, no, we're just like all these other parents in this chat, which is we're curious about it.
Yeah.
And I think curiosity is a really good thing, but people are afraid to be curious because then it's like, well, are they anti-vax? And it's like, no,
labeled something
she's
extreme.
had her shots. Like, we don't know what we don't know, and it's okay. Like, there's these little bodies, and when you're injecting them, you want to know about it.
Yeah, and I would have loved if they would have been like, yeah, I guess we can leave it at that.
A lot more info, yeah, would have been great. So that's the skinny on that. Okay, next one one and last one. No sleepovers. And I Googled it, kind of like because we're not in sleepover land yet.
Yeah.
And the main thing that came up was like, you never know who's going to be in that person's house, in or out of the house.
I have some of the best memories ever growing up having sleepovers. I love sleepovers.
So is it safe to say that this is going to be our thing? Correct me if you disagree. We need to know the parents.
Totally. I would be stunned if Tate and Winnie aren't having sleepovers like on a weekly basis. I'd be stunned.
Yeah. Yeah, we need to know the parents. We need to have a direct line to the parents. We need to know the parents.
Yeah. Very pro sleepover when we know the family. Very anti sleepover when we don't know them.
And we need
Is that controversial?
Maybe, but we need to get to know the parents. I think it's fine.
I think the controversial, I don't know, but going full stop no sleepovers, I think is probably pretty controversial.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why they submitted it.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I misread that then. Yeah, I have so many great memories growing up. Sleepovers. Do you guys?
Oh, the best. Except for when there was a tornado and I wasn't at home. I mean, I used to call my parents howling, crying. And I'd be like, I want to come home. Okay, so that's all the controversial. Maybe that's controversial in and of itself, how I say it. That's that. Done. H.
Thank you for listening.
And we're going to go to Charleston and we'll keep you posted on how the floors look, you guys. We love you all and thank you for listening. Thanks for listening to another episode of Two Parents in a Podcast, powered by Just Media House. If you enjoyed the show, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, rate, and review. Stay connected on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook at Two Parents in a Pod. Welcome to our home. Sorry it's so messy. New episodes every Thursday.